If I handed the same exact lead to two salespeople, one would complain and one would build a business. The difference isn't the lead. The difference is perspective. You see, I built a whole entire channel inside of my business built off recycled leads. I've consulted companies that have built teams in regions that second voice and third voice recycled leads and make a killing. Today in this video, I'm going to share with you the #1 tip to converting your leads in sales. And it's not quality or speed or the age of the lead, but I'm going to give you the exact secrets in this video. My name's Alex Sharafadine, and I've been selling for over 2 decades. 1 decade in street sales, business to business, and 1 decade training and teaching phone sales and call centers for all types of sales. And today I'm running a brokerage, still consulting, have a sales academy, leadership academy, and a mortgage academy online. All master classes and coaching available. Help thousands of individuals, and hopefully I could help you today convert at a very high level. I started in sales in a Fortune 500 company, and when you first got started, you were put in something called the bronze tier. There was a bronze tier, silver tier, gold tier, and platinum tier. Platinum tier was the highest conversion tier with the freshest leads, the highest quality leads, the most expensive leads. Bronze, the very bottom, was like you're barely getting a phone call or two a day. Older leads, recycled leads, very cheap quality. And inside of this company, they started us off in bronze, which was pretty genius because they make you work your way up from the ground all the way up. And you got to go through the adversity and get creative to work your way up. It weeds out the weak. It keeps in the strong, and I believe it built warriors. So while I was in this bronze tier and I was trying to convert myself out of it, I'd only get 1 or 2 calls. I had to get creative. So what did I do? I started staying later at night to call these leads again, coming in earlier than everybody else to call these leads again, coming in on weekends. And when the phone rang and I got somebody on the phone, I worked my ass off to keep that person on the phone, go super deep, and get a deal. I even remember some of the holidays I worked just because I knew nobody else was working, and I would get overflow and I would get extra calls and extra pickups, and I could work my way out of it. I did work my way out of it all the way up to platinum, and I never looked back for the next 1.5 to 2 years until I became a leader. That's where all this starts. You see, that's perspective. There are so many people in the same company that quit, complained, or got fired for doing the wrong things, and it was all because they were in this bronze tier. And they didn't want to be in this bronze tier, and it sucked, and you can't survive out of it. And their mindset and their perspective kept them in it and caused them to end up losing their job. You see, what's the difference between them and me? My mindset was I have to survive. I have to get creative. I'm going to make it to the next level. Their mindset was I'm stuck in this mud puddle. I can't get out. This is crazy. Why am I in this mud puddle? I could never get out. Now I'm going to fast forward a couple years. I'm a leader inside this company, and all we're serving is fresh leads. And when the lead gets withdrawn, it's gone. But then we had a few people that when they got started, instead of giving them new leads, we started giving them these recycled leads. And guess what happened? They would start converting leads that somebody else withdrew. They would convert leads that somebody else said was cold. They would convert leads that somebody else said were dead leads. They would be converted, and sometimes converted at a high level where somebody was becoming a top performer off of these recycled leads. What did this company do? They created a whole team called the second voice team, where if a lead got withdrawn or disqualified or marked cold or denied, it would go to the second voice team. And the second voice team specialized in keeping these people on the phone, figuring out what happened, and try to get creative to earn their business. And guess what? It worked. It worked so damn well. This team became 2 teams, then became 3 teams, then became 4 teams, then became 5 teams, then became a whole region of second voice, then even third voice. So for me, being a leader in this company, it was perspective for me to see like a lot of people that bitch and complain about leads. They say one man's trash is another man's treasure. One salesperson's trash leads is another salesperson's treasure leads. And that's exactly what happened, and it was proven before. Why do I tell you all this? Well, now let's fast forward, 10 years down the line. I'm a consultant now. I've consulted companies and helped them build these teams inside of their organization, so I know this works. And also, I'm using it today in my brokerage as well. What do I mean by that? Right now, I buy my team members on average 10 to 15 leads a day, fresh leads that just filled out information that want to engage. 10 to 15 a day, okay? My team members right now, they try to, communicate and reply to, who texts them, who calls them. They call through their new leads maybe 1 day or 2 days, and then they're on to the next batch because they're getting 10 to 15 every single day, so they can't keep up. So what typically happens? These leads go to waste when a lot of clients might be busy. They didn't answer you. They had something going on. They weren't interested at the time, but things change in people's lives all the time. You might ask somebody for the business today and they tell you, no, go screw yourself. And next week, something might happen where they need you and something changes in their life. And if you don't show up at the right place at the right time to solve it for them, then you'll never get their business and maybe somebody else will. For example, if you sell cars and you tried to sell me a car and I told you I don't need a car, it's above my budget, I'm not buying a car, I love my minivan, and then 1 week later or a month later, my minivan breaks down on me, and then you happen to still be calling me for a car, I might change my mind to be interested. If I went to your jewelry shop to buy jewelry and I told you I don't want the jewelry, it's above my budget, I'll come back next year. But the next week after that, my watch gets stolen, or somebody makes a comment, or I get invited to a wedding, or somebody inspires me with some jewelry, and you call me at the right place at the right time, I might be engaged and interested. In mortgages, this is notorious. If somebody tells me they don't need cash out or they don't need savings today, but 6 months from now they lose their job or they get a pay cut or they're going through a change in their family, they're growing their family, a new baby coming, and I call them at the right place at the right time, they might need my help. So the reason why I tell you all this, and it could go on to life insurance, somebody gets sick 2 months down the line, they tell you they don't need it, they're going to need it then. Things change in people's lives all the time. The only way that you could capitalize on changes in people's lives and the way that they feel is if you continue to show up, don't kill these leads, don't deny these leads, don't withdraw these leads, but continue to follow up with these leads over and over again. To be the professional, you're going to start getting business from these leads because you're on top of it. But what happens? The average person does not do this, which is why people like me have to consult companies and create second voice teams and other people to go through the recycled leads because the initial salesperson's not doing the right things with these leads. That's the truth. We would never need a second voice team or we'd never need recycled leads if we had great salespeople that did the right things up front all the time and kept up and nurtured their leads the right way. But we're not living in that world. You're in this video, so you're probably one of the savage salespeople that we respect. A lot of people are not like us. And if you're not like us and you're watching, we're about to make you like us by watching this. So glad you're here. Anyway, so my team can't keep up with their leads, okay? So I hired 2 dialers. These dialers only call leads that have never ever responded to any of my salespeople, meaning there's no response triggered. They were a client that never answered a text, voicemail, or email, never answered anything. And after 7 business days, which is almost 2 weeks, they go into the dialer. Meaning usually after 7 business days, the salesperson's not calling them anyways. So they go into the team dialer. Then I have these 2 team dialers that dial through these 7 business days and older, never responded to us leads. They dial them for a living. Full time, they're here dialing these leads. Well, I'm here to tell you just this month, and it's the beginning of the month, we've done over 20 deals closed on these 7-day plus recycled no contact leads. Just today, we're at 25 transfers from them calling these leads. I'm picking up and I'm transferring. Now they have a larger sample size because all the team's leads are going in there, but still doesn't change the fact that people that haven't answered the fresh salesperson that did everything right and branded to them for 7 days straight is now answering a random number, sometimes 2 weeks later, sometimes 30 days later, sometimes 60 days later, sometimes even 90 days later. Why do I tell you this? Because there's people that are on my team, there's people out there in sales that complain about leads. And they have massive pipelines. They say, oh, I need more leads. I need fresh leads. These leads suck. These leads are garbage. But if I paid you to just work with recycled leads and you found success that way, it'll change your perspective completely. I don't have to pay you to do that because you already get paid to do that, mother. That's what you do. You get paid to convert leads, whether they're new, old, cold, warm, hot, dead, alive. Your job is to convert these leads. So I go back to the beginning of this video where I tell you the number one key to convert these leads is not the quality, is not the speed, is not the age. It's a perspective. The perspective of the salesperson calling. I could log in my CRM today and say, I'm going to do a bunch of business from my old leads, cold leads, dead leads. You know why? Because I'm going to exhaust all of them, because I understand it's about timing and things change in people's lives all the time. And if I catch somebody on the phone and I have value to sell, I'm going to sell that value, dig deep, figure out why they need it. And if I get enough people on the phone, regardless of the type of lead, the quality, or where it came from, or what time it came, or what day it came, I'm going to end up getting business. So when I hear people complaining, I need new leads, these leads are not good, then I ask them, well, how many did you call today? Oh, about 25, 50. All right. Why don't you go 30 days back? Oh, those are not fresh no more. They never answered me. Did you try 60 days back? What are some of those people change your mind? No, I didn't. Did you try 90 days back? No. Did you send any voicemails, emails out? No. So all you're depending on, your perspective when you come in every single day, is if I get new leads, I could possibly get new deals. If I don't have new leads, I have no business. And that's a bad perspective to have in business. Your perspective should be, I have leads. I'm going to get business every single day, regardless if they're new or old or fresh or not, because I'm nurturing my leads. I'm following up like a savage. I'm keeping up with all people that I speak to, not recycling anything, and keeping all my connections fresh. I'm always going to have business because my process never stops. You see, a lot of you are missing the process. You don't have a process to follow up or nurture people. Your only process is, get new lead, get new deal. Get new lead, get new deal. New lead is only one aspect of the business. You should be getting business from multiple angles every single day. One day I come in, I do a 180-day old lead, 90-day old lead, a referral, a cold lead, a warm lead, a hot lead, a new lead. There's business coming in from everywhere. And great salespeople diversify. Right? You don't want to only invest in one thing. You want to diversify your investments. You want to diversify your sales and your leads and where your business is coming from. Because the more marbles you have and the more hats you have, the more business you're going to get. So perspective drives performance. There is no such thing as bad leads or recycled leads. There's companies and teams that have built businesses off of this. I've built a whole channel of dialers off of this, and it's working. You know why it's working? Because the people on the front line are not doing their jobs right. Do your job right so your recycled lead doesn't go to somebody else, and you will master your conversion in sales. If you like this video, like it, subscribe to the channel, share it with somebody you love that's in sales, because it'll definitely help them. We got a sales academy that you could join with weekly live coaching calls, a full virtual training, book planner and playbook for salespeople, mortgage academy with the same thing, leadership academy with the same thing. My name is Ace. And hopefully I change your perspective today. Thank you for watching.